day 67 of 100 days making comics. I'm Ox, and this is where I tell you how I worked on my independent comic today. It's certainly been a strange one for sure today. Did a lot of busy work for the most part. I started walking again today. Got 2 miles in. The first one, no problem. Second one, a lot more difficult. I recorded myself naked, and that was awkward. Am I right? Don't worry, I don't foresee any more of those coming for a while, anyways. Also, got some paintings hung around town at local businesses. Put up some posters for art shows coming up. Got some new things in the mail. A few things from artists I've been following for a while. Not to mention the exclusive comic of issue 4. Just a small little, just the basic comic, grayscaled. I think I'm probably going to change the cover of it. Just because I'm having a hard time with her red dress. There's nothing wrong with it per se. It's just I know it's never going to show up in the comics, so it makes it hard to have anything to do with that. So I think I'm going to change it up. I'll go with the sketch cover for that. It's going to be exclusive. I'm going to give it away at the con coming up that I'm going to be part of for anybody that buys basically any of the issues. Ideally 1 through 3, but specifically non-specific. It's going to be in grayscale, so you won't get the colors that I painstakingly put into it over the last couple weeks, but the grayscale looks amazing. It really turned out very well, and I'm really considering doing some grayscale versions of the upcoming issues anyway. We're definitely going to see. Maybe there'll be enough people wanting it that it will actually be warranted, so we'll see how that goes down. Other than that, let's see what else happened. Oh yeah, did some coloring. Got 2 pages done of the 6 pages. Hopefully I can get the other 4 done tomorrow. They are supposed to be quick and kind of loose. I am taking a little bit of time with them just because I'm trying some new techniques and whatnot. Basically, I'm going over everything. Like, I'm doing a rough sketch, and then I'm going, a rough coloring with colored pencils, and then I'm going over it with a white pencil to act more as a blender than anything. I think it's really setting off the colors better and kind of giving everything a nice little dignified hue, if that's what you want to call it. But this page looks pretty awesome. I'm pretty stoked about them. I'm excited to get these other 4 pages done so I can move on. I'll probably start painting covers after that, but we'll see. I realized, that's another thing. My printer got a hold of me today, and the book is printed, and it was off to the binder today, so it'll probably take today, maybe tomorrow to bind them, and then they should be in the mail. With that being said, day 100 is going to fall on Sunday, so unfortunately I don't believe they're going to be here by day 100. Probably by next Monday or Tuesday, hopefully, fingers crossed. Once those come in, you'll for sure see them, but kind of a bummer not having them here before this 100 days is up. But excited about everything that's coming up. I will have some other fun things to show off. I think I'm going to be pretty much ready, set, go for the 4th issue. Not only to launch it, but basically done with it. It'll take my mind off everything that's going to be going on this next week or two before con, so that's a great relief. But more than not, it'll give me some downtime before I kick it into gear for 5th issue. I will also be working on the 5th issue roughs and story, so it's not like I'm not going to be working on the comic. It's just that I'm taking a step back, I guess, and relaxing a little bit on it. Just because the Kickstarter will be my main focus, to see that I can make that the best I can make it. And then the art show's coming up. The con, the Kickstarter, and the art shows. It's basically my November right there. I'm excited about it all, though. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to see how this Kickstarter performs with me actually keeping up with it and releasing new stuff every couple days. So that's going to be the real trial, to see if I have enough content to keep updating the Kickstarter with. Like I said earlier, I'm hoping to get it funded quick off the bat so I can talk to a friend about putting up the money before the Kickstarter actually ends. Well, as soon as the Kickstarter ends, so I can get the books printed to me before Christmas, so I can deliver them before then. I have a couple ideas going around in my head for some bonus things. There have been a few Kickstarters that I've backed recently that are using, I think it's called BackerBot. But I think it's a nice alternative to the survey system that Kickstarter has set up. Not only is it a more comprehensive survey system, but you're allowed to go in and change things, so you're not locked in whatever answer you give as the first time you see that survey. But the better thing about it is you're able to order extra things. Like, the way Kickstarters are set up, it's hard to add things to your original pledge. Sometimes the pledges change or whatnot. But I think with BackerBot being able to add some extra things on at the end, if you just want to support the Kickstarter just a little bit more, I think that'll help out for sure. I've got to look into press for doing with it. I know there's a few different places that I've gotten 1 through 3 out there anyway with reviews. I know Kalupi has that spread that I'm going to release. I'll probably give it to Grayscale and then give them the color version. If you have any ideas, I'm open to all suggestions about how to promote it better and easier and consistently through the run. I'm looking at doing a month-long run campaign, but would definitely be, it might get cut down to 3 weeks just because I definitely don't want it to go any longer than the month of November. Just because if I can't get a friend to back the whole project, it means funds won't be released till mid-December, and that's going to be pretty tricky to get them to me so I can get them to people before Christmas. I mean, still very doable, but I think with the way Christmas runs, it'd be nicer just to have them done up and off and sent out before the middle of December. So yeah, any suggestions welcome. I hope you were alright with the array in this video. I think this is going to be a jumbled mess. I'm going to put this part first. This is at the end of the day. basically telling you everything I did, and then I'm going to put the other couple sections. There are some good thoughts and ideas in there, but I don't know. I'm absolutely stressed out putting the video up, just because the whole being vulnerable and thing, like, it's just insanity. Obviously, the little sections, the little clips I did while I was walking, I understand the state and health I'm in. May not be the best to be recording, but I think it's going to be a nice stepping stone to look back on from where I started doing all of this. So bear with me, they will get better. Thank you for watching at least this far. Obviously there's another whole half of a video, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll cut it up and edit it a little bit, but I doubt it, because I think showing it in its raw form is probably a little better. I don't know. I'm still gonna watch it, so this may make no sense whatsoever. But we'll see. Anyways, the new spread got put up yesterday. You can check that out. There's one spread to go, and then issue 1 will be all online for free, plus like behind the scenes stuff that I didn't even put in the sketchbook stuff. So with that, 1 and 2 are physically available to be ordered from my Big Cartel site, samuraiox.bigcartel.com. You can also get variants of 1 and 2. You can get sketches on the inside. All of those details are on the Big Cartel site. You can also pre-order the 3rd one. All kinds of awesome videos down below, especially some Gary V videos. If I don't include that other portion of the video, there were a couple videos that he put up yesterday. One was an Ask Gary question, Ask Gary V, something like that, questionnaire. It goes about 14 minutes or so, but it's pretty ridiculous how awesome it is. And then there's a keynote about an hour long that he does, and it shows how humble he is, but at the same time he's so spiteful. I don't understand how that combination works for him. He really is an exception to the rule. Fingers crossed, I will include that other half of the video. But like I said, I don't know. It's me probably at my most vulnerable, and I don't know. It's just wild. So that's going to do it for me today. 3 days left of this 100-day run, and it's looking up. I'm pretty excited about it. I hope you're enjoying these videos. They are going to get better. A lot more stuff to come. A lot more things to try until this format kind of levels out and I figure out what I want to do with it all. So thanks for everything. Love you guys. Hope the week's treating you well. And tomorrow starts the weekend, so how could it not be awesome? Yeah, I'll catch up with you later. Alright? Peace. Starting the day off with a little bit of a burn. I meant to do this about 100 days ago, but now that I'm kind of seeing this empire come into frame, I gotta make sure the empire can stay standing. I'll explain a little bit more, but starting the day off with a walk, and yeah, I'll hit you up in a bit. So this is the thing. I have never been more sincere, more vulnerable, more honest with you guys than I am right now. There's a thing that people do, and it's called naked blogging. And they do this because they don't want anything to be between them and their listeners. And I'm not necessarily doing it for that reason, and don't expect many of these, but I had a moment of clarity earlier this morning. It is now day 97 of my second 100-day run. If you recall back to my first 100 run, if you've been listening this long, I want to say it was right about day 90. And I was speaking about some major things coming down the way. And one of those was that I wanted to get a little better in shape. Now, since I've been doing my videos, it has been my goal to not necessarily get slimmer or anything. I'm perfectly fine with my body size, my body type, whatever you want to say. I'm one of the gentlest and kindest people you may know, and I can be a real hard ass and cause some trouble, let's say, if you cross me. But with all that being said, I noticed when I started recording these videos all the way back to day one of all this entire project, was that my breathing was a little heavier than what I thought it was. It makes reviewing these videos a little harder to do, and especially being from a broadcast standpoint. I went to school for broadcasting and whatnot, and so I have all the necessary tools, and I don't know. I know what I should be doing to make my breath easier, and if I want to do this for another half a year, if I want to make the 365-day run of updating daily, I have to work on myself. Back to what I was saying, the first 100-day run, when I was commenting that some bigger things were in the works, around day 90 or something, one of the goals for the second run of 100 days was not only was I going to work on my comic for at least a half hour every day, I was also going to sketch a new character for 100 days. Which I feel like I've probably done that with the second issue coming up, and all the sketches I did for the prints that I'm doing for the book, as well as various designs and whatnot. I feel like I've hit the 100 sketch zombie goal that I set out to do. Another goal was to have 3 done and printed and 4 done and printed. 3 was done, I'd say right around day 50. So I hit that target. The problem was my printer has been dragging its feet and hasn't gotten them to me yet. 4 is on its way. I finished the inking, scanned them and printed them yesterday. So now all I have to do is color those and finish the sketch pages and a couple other pages to finish up, and then 4 will be done. Won't be printed. I'm looking to do a Kickstarter, kick it off at the beginning of November, and have it go the length of November. So then I'll have them ready to print. And if it is successfully funded, I'm going to ask a friend if they can front the money so I can get them printed at the beginning of November so I can have them to people by Christmas. So that's the goal of this year yet. So those were the main goals of the second 100-day run. There was a third goal that I never discussed and has been on my dry erase board for this last 100 days, and that was to at least walk for half an hour a day. And with walking half an hour a day, it would eventually get to where I would be comfortable walking for a little bit longer or whatnot, but I would definitely be able to breathe easier, so you don't hear me breathing so much on these videos. Obviously, you're probably hearing it right now just because the camera's so close, because I'm not wearing anything, obviously. But I woke up early this morning, around 2 o'clock or something, and saw that the new Artcasters was up. So I started watching that and started working on coloring those preview pages, and it was a lot. It was really good. They were dealing with creative stump, and I'm going to hit on that a little bit later, but for now, it was good to see them kind of discussing what helps them get them out of a funk. And then I happened to watch a couple of Gary Vee videos, and if you're not familiar with who that is, you're not alone. I didn't know of him until like a few days ago. Thomas Clemens turned me on to this guy. He's posted a couple of his videos, mentioned him right when I started watching Casey Neistat's video. And these two people, Casey and Gary, are some of the insanest people that get so much done in a day that it is insane to me. And I get quite a bit done, but not on that level, and I want to be on that level. So if you check out Gary's videos, I'm gonna link them down below, but he had an Ask Gary video earlier, and he discussed this keynote that he was not pleased with how it turned out, or not how it turned out, but how he was brought on stage, I believe. I could be wrong, but there was definitely a portion that he wasn't happy with. So I put that keynote in my watch later list and decided to watch it after a while or so. So I got done with the Artcasters and clicked on that keynote, and it's so impressive. This guy built his parents' wine company from like $3 million business to like a insane amount. I want to say 150 million. These numbers could be way off, but I know it's something drastically higher than $3 million. And he did that all on his own. I don't know much more about him than watching a few of his videos, but I'm very interested in learning more. He is such an exception to a certain rule that I try to live my life by, and that's that spite won't get you anywhere. And I think, if anything, spite has gotten him everywhere he is right now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. When I see spite, I equate it to being hateful and hurtful. But he uses spite in the way that everybody wants to, but nobody can address. And he uses it to better himself, which he wants other people to become self-aware so they can do that. And I feel like it could be useful. I mean, it's obviously not for me because I'm not a very spiteful person. But he mentioned that along this course, he's found his own way of doing things, and it's just working. And he swears so often, and like, this is a public event, And he knows he's losing money by doing it, but he is literally just being himself up there on that stage, and it's so wild. It's a wild card in every aspect of it. It was just kind of wild to watch. But at some point, somebody asked him what they could do or something, but he got on a tangent talking about how people spend their time. What do I want to say? Taking in media more than they should. Like, people will binge watch an entire season of a show, but they can't find time to do their own personal projects. And he started listing ways like people could find an extra couple hours. Because there was this company that was going under, and he blamed the CEO just because she didn't want to put in the little extra hard work or whatever. But that's something else. But he started listing these ways that you could find extra hours. And he's like, most people sleep for 8 hours. 7 hour works just as fine. And it got me to thinking, like, the last couple days, I've really been pushing myself to the edge. And I've been to a point where I should probably just slow down, take a break, and catch up on a couple hours of sleep. But I've pushed through it. And I've hit this plateau where I know I'm ready to get to the next level, but I'm not sure how to get there, which spurred this entire thing. While I was listening to this keynote, I was also working on issue 5, these preview pages. And I colored one panel that just, it looks fantastic. It has me so excited to color it. The actual page that's going to be in comic, or the issue 5, not the preview page. It's got me so excited for that. Just because the panel itself doesn't necessarily seem to be anything special. It is one of the main characters that is going to be introduced that issue. But I haven't mentioned anything about him in any of these blogs, and I have only shown him as a sketch, not colored version. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, you have to visit my Twitter and you have to look at my photos, because that and Snapchat are the only places I've put this picture of this panel. And for these preview pages, I intentionally make them lower quality because it's a preview, and I'm meaning to put colors down and test a couple different things out, but they're not meant to be the pages that carry over to the next issue. And I intentionally do that so I actually work on them when I get going with the next issue. And it has been helpful. It's made it so I can try some things out, and if I don't like them, I can go back and redo them. Like I was saying yesterday, there's probably a whole page that's going to get redone that's going to be different from the preview to the actual issue. And that's a lot of work, but I feel like the work is worth it because testing those things out gives me a greater sense of how this is all going to work together. So I got done with this panel and just took a step back at it and looked at it, and like, even though I was trying to make it low quality, it actually turned out really, really awesome for what it is. And it got me so excited that I had to just get out and celebrate, basically. And I was hinging on this moment where Gary was talking about people can find extra hours to do that, and I am going to push myself so hard that I will be breaking by the end of this year. It makes me reference one of my favorite quotes, and one of the ones that basically got me through my high school year in high school, or my senior year in high school, sorry about that. It's from Cliff Burton, and he says people don't get burned out by going too fast. People get burnt out by going too slow and get bored. And I feel like that's where I am right now. I'm loving all the work I'm putting into the comic, but I realize I can do some more. I can get some more done on it. I can push myself a little bit harder, and I am going to. I'm going to push myself harder because I'm going to start walking in the morning and the evening. I'm going to try taking a little bit better health of myself, so I can get in a better place of mind. And I think it's really going to work. I think it's really going to turn a lot of things around. So that first 100 days was just kind of learning how to get all this done. The second 100 days is basically refining that craft so I can make it work for me rather than working for it. And I think at this point, you're going to start seeing how this whole empire comes together. And I'm joking, but I sincerely mean that I want to build something that lasts after me. That's what I mean by empire. Nothing that tries toppling everything else, but something that has a lasting effect. So after I'm gone, I'll give you some more updates later in the day. I might do a time lapse. I'm going to figure out how to set up one, so you'll have that maybe. But there'll definitely be a little bit more to this video. I just definitely wanted to take a second and just be very honest with you and very sincere, in nothing between us actually. So that's going to do it for right now. I'll be checking in along the day. It's day 97, and I'm going to get back to work on those preview pages and see how much can I get accomplished yet today. Later. Second mile tonight, and I am feeling it pretty heavy. Nowhere near how easy this morning was. I think I just got in a bad rhythm and spiraled from there. So taking a breather and then continuing on. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. Later.